Guys, Mike here, head trader at True Trading Group. February 21st was an awesome day. The whole team in True Trading Group was just crushing this ZSAN trade today. Just great teamwork all around by everybody in chat. With all the other moderators, all the members, everybody was really analyzing this trade, and we were on top of this thing right from the morning. And it was just a really great day. A lot of members had some big days today because of this ZSAN. I'm actually going to take a couple of minutes to kind of show you guys. I took a couple of screenshots from chat today. I just want to share a couple with you. I can zoom them in. Here's one. Rode ZSAN from 480 to 625. Oh my God, my hands are shaking. I'm all out now. And then we've got congrats all on the ZSAN. We really hit it hard. Huge thanks to Mike and the crew for all you have taught us. It went on and on today. ZSAN in at 268, took some at 391, 453. Final take profit at 621. Just an amazing entry. ZSAN in at 474, out 515, 565, 609, still holding 10%. You guys can see this is how our members are tiering out of their positions. This is that tier trading method that I teach people to exit their positions in tiers. Pretty stoked. I think I've only had 2 red days the entire month. That was off of the ZSAN trade. That's an amazing accomplishment also by that member. Congratulations. You know who you are. If it wasn't for the room talk, I would have been red ZSAN, but I stayed and came out green. Thank y'all. That's another thing too, guys, is, with True Trading Group, we don't just call out trades like, hey, buy here, sell here. I walk everybody through my entire analysis and my thought process on the trade before I make the trade, while I'm in the trade, and then again after the trade. And that commentary really helps. Really helps when you're going about the day. Mike, thanks for ZSAN. Brought me from red to green on the day. My family thanks you. I mean, just it just goes on. Last one. Thanks for talking us through this trade, Michael. You were spot on with the call. Keep teaching us. I mean, you can see, guys, the response here today and the results that our members saw in ZSAN is just out of this world phenomenal. I want to congratulate everyone. I got a lot of private messages today about some people having their biggest days ever. Congratulations. You earned it. It was a really awesome day. So let's now get to the charts on this ZSAN. I missed this entire move in the morning. I was busy trading something else, but a lot of our members caught this move, and then I caught that move. As well as a lot of our members ended up catching that move as well. I'll get into that with that trade that I made in ZSAN, the short squeeze, in a moment. But I want to talk a little bit first about my first trade of the day, which was actually CAR, which is the reason why I missed that initial move on ZSAN, because I was trading CAR. Avis, okay, had a big gap up here today, and I was looking for my game plan on this was a gap up and a pull in to test the 200-day moving average and then extend back off of it. I wanted to get flat in front of this area of resistance, and it's really an area. You guys can see the structure that you see all the way back here. You see all that, okay? It's not one particular level. You've got 35.40, you got 34.50, you got 34. So I just had a feeling once the stock got up into the teeth of that resistance that it was going to be a choppy trade. It wasn't going to... I wanted to get flat before we got up towards 34.50, and I was waiting for a pullback into the 200-day moving average. What I want you to notice is, let's go back to the daily chart, 200-day, 32.18. Let's draw a line right across that. Okay, here we are. There's your 200-day moving average. Now let's go into the 3-minute. Look at that. The 200-day moving average lines up right there where we found support, and then I took out my Fibonacci retracement level. And the other thing that I noticed in the middle of the morning was that we were finding support at the 38.2 Fibonacci level, which also lined up with the 200-day moving average. So right there, that was my entry point on CAR. I actually got long CAR at tier 1 right here. I'll take it to my trade announcements. I had to break my trade announcements up into 2 separate screenshots because we had a lot of activity in chat today. Here's long tier 1 at 32.75. Going to add tier 2 through 33.15. I was really adding tier 2 through VWAP, and VWAP happened to be right at that 33.15 level at the time, because you can see, let me zoom this in, you can see a little bit more clearly. You guys see this? Let me delete my entry. That's my tier 1 entry. I'll delete that for now. You see this resistance here at VWAP? You see, look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 consecutive candles where we could not break above VWAP. That's why I said I'm going to add tier 2 through VWAP. So I got a tier 1 position right here, and then I added to a tier 2 position as we broke through VWAP, and then we just started to extend our way up towards the high of the day, and I just started taking profits off in front of the high. Wasn't a home run trade by any means, but it was a nice way to start the day. Here you guys can see I took some profit off at 33.53. Took the bulk of my position at 33.75. That's $1 a share gain. And then final take profit at 33.25. I didn't quite get the extension that I was looking for. We kind of had a failed high, and once I saw that failed high, I ended up just exiting out of the position, the rest of the position. But it ended up actually continuing higher. Let me pan out. You guys can see it actually did end up going higher later in the afternoon. But this was just too deep of a pullback for me to have held my position all the way through that pullback. That happens a lot when a stock gets up into a key area of resistance. The stock can get choppy. Okay, so I'm not surprised that we got choppy, right when we were entering, this area of structure that you see back there. So I wasn't really surprised, but it was still a nice trade. Okay, it was still a nice trade, good way to start off the day. And then it was all about ZSAN. Okay, ZSAN had the huge move in the morning. Okay, and then as I go to the daily chart, I want to show you this huge move on ZSAN, and then the importance of this $5 level. Okay, this 5 to like 5.30. You can see, let's pan this over. Okay, here is your $5 level. Oh, I don't know why my chart won't cooperate with me here. Well, here, you guys can still see it. You can see all this resistance here at $5. It goes all the way back to April of 2018. April, May, June, July. This stock could not for the life of it get above $5. Okay, so today, okay, we see this huge explosive move with just ridiculous volume, squeezing up all the way through highs, increasing volume all the way up, and then we start to basic consolidate. I missed this initial move because I was trading CAR. Okay, but what I want you to notice is I did not kick and scream because I missed this initial move on ZSAN. I stayed focused and I looked for another area that I can look to get long. I looked for something else that I can look for, and what I started to notice was that the 23.6 Fibonacci retracement level started to hold as support. Okay, here we are. Here's your 23.6 Fibonacci level starting to hold support. The other thing I want you to notice is the trade line held as an area of support during this entire morning run. The trade line is a momentum indicator. It only should be used when a stock is making a clear, definitive, trend-defined move. You do not try to use that trade line when a stock is consolidating. It won't mean anything. It'll trade right through that trade line when the stock is consolidating and trading sideways. So you can see in the morning, okay, support, 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 support during that entire push. Now all of a sudden, consolidation, trade sideways. Look, the trade line cuts right through all the action. Then we got the breakout in the afternoon, and then look at this. It started to become support once again as the stock continued to push itself higher. Okay, until it finally got below it and gave you a little bit of a pullback. Okay, so this was, I just missed a really nice, that would have been a really nice trade. The previous high, there's your previous high. You see the pull in right back to that previous high. And now we just got to bounce off of this level where 10 minutes before the close, you get a nice bounce off that level. That could have been a nice little, quick little trade buying in front of that previous high. But nonetheless, let's go back and delete all of these trade line support arrows. And what I start to notice here is that this stock is not pulling in. These are very controlled, shallow pullbacks. We're only at the 23.6 Fibonacci level. Okay, we had VWAP right down here at the 38.2. There's your 38.2 level. VWAP lines up with it perfectly. I thought for sure we were going to pull back to $4 during lunchtime and then make our move, but we couldn't even get back down there. We held the 23.6 once, two, three times, and on that third hold, okay, right there at that 23.6 Fibonacci level, I decided to enter a tier 1 position. Right there was my tier 1 position. I'll take you to my trade announcements. Here you guys can see long at tier 1 ZSAN at 478. My stop loss was going to be just below that 23.6 fib level, and I'm going to add tier 2 through $5. Okay, so there's my tier 1 entry. As we get closer to the afternoon session, you guys always have to look for stocks that had strong mornings. You always have to look for them to hold above key support levels throughout lunchtime. Because if a stock can hold a key support level throughout lunchtime after having a huge morning, the chances of you getting an afternoon follow-through increases greatly if it can hold a key area of support. That key area can be a 23.6 fib. It can be a 38.2 plus VWAP. It can be the initial morning high. I mean, there's a lot of different support areas and indicators that you can look for. But if it holds that during lunch, the chance of getting an afternoon squeeze greatly increases. So that's what I was looking for. And you can see as we come out of lunchtime it ends around 2 o'clock, volume starts to pick back up again. Okay, here's your volume picking back up again compared to the lunchtime volume slowdown. I added to a tier 2 position right here at 505. Let me use the square so you don't confuse it with the take profit. So I added to a full position right here at 505, and then we start to make our move. Okay, we start to make our move. We just extend, we squeeze. I'm looking for the trade line to hold support. Trade line continues to hold support. Okay, and I just start taking profit up all the way into this move. My final take profit was right there. So I left a little bit on the table, left about 60 cents or so on the table. There's my final take profit. I'll take you back to my trade announcements. Here you guys can see it took some off 517, took more 530, and then I was holding 25% of my position. I broke that up into 2 pieces. I sold 10% at 561, and then I sold that last piece at 592. So I was a little bit more conservative with my take profits on the way up here because we haven't gotten like an all-out short squeeze like this in a while that really extended like this. So, but I was very, very happy with the trade. We broke up into that gap that was there on the daily chart. If we go all the way back to April, okay, this big gap, we broke up into that gap. And as long as this company does not do an offering, okay, we checked out their cash situation earlier today. I think we saw like, was it 26 or 29 million in cash? I think it was earlier today when I looked. That's not bad. That's not a bad cash position for one of these small cap biotechs, but these companies bleed cash. So usually when you get these small cap biotechs that don't usually trade very much, all of a sudden have a huge day like this, the companies take advantage and they raise money, they do an offering, and that drastically hurts the share price and stock comes crashing back down. So you always have to be careful of holding these stocks overnight. If you are holding a small cap biotech stock like this overnight, make sure you check their cash position. If you find a biotech company that only has like $2 million in cash, and it trades like this one day, you better believe they're doing an offering because $2 million for a biotech will only last you a couple months of operations. So these companies need to have about 2 years worth of operations in cash to sustain their cash burn throughout the year. So they raise money like crazy. This is a perfect opportunity for them to do that. But this company has a decent amount of cash, so they may not. If I was CEO of this company, I would still do it. I would do an offering at like $4 if I was CEO of this company. But I'm not CEO. I don't know the financial situation with the company. I have no idea. This is just I'm just talking openly here. This is not a prediction by any means. But you just got to be careful of that kind of stuff when you're looking to hold on to these stocks. So huge day today. I was happy with the CAR trade, and then this ZSAN just kind of took it over the edge. I'm having a big week so far, starting with that ICPT short from earlier in the week, and now today another big day. So really happy to put together a nice solid week. I'll look to close out the week on a high note tomorrow. Guys, again, congrats to everybody that profited on the ZSAN today. It was amazing teamwork in chat. That's what True Trading Group is all about. It's all about teamwork. It's not just me or the moderators saying buy here, sell here. I call out all my trade alerts, as do the other moderators in real time. As you guys can see, I share them with you. But it's also the commentary, and I talk through my analysis. I talk through what I'm seeing, what I expect to happen. If this happens, I'll do this. And the feedback and the discussion between myself, the moderators, members, it's just great. It's just fantastic. It adds an extra layer of confidence to trading. And today was a really fun day and a reminder of that. So again, congratulations to everybody that profited on ZSAN. I'll see you guys all in chat tomorrow. Take care.